Jones in white spot. Yeah!
Hello there, everyone, and welcome to a very Jellicle episode of the Open Yawn, the podcast where we attempt to bore you with our opinion. I'm Wyatt.
And I'm Emmett.
Though, Emmett, I lied. I have a Jellicle name.
A Jellicle name.
I took one of those online. Discover what your Jellicle name is.
They have
Test.
those? Why am I not surprised?
They have those now.
They have those now.
They have those now. So, my name this episode is not Wyatt. It is a Cattivo. Cattivo is
Cattivo?
my Jellicle name.
Okay,
according
Cattivo.
to the internet.
The internet knows all.
He knows what's best for you, whether you like it or not.
I suppose. So,
You are now,
I'm Cattivo now.
you've been Jellicle knighted, Cattivo.
I made the Jellicle choice and got my Jellicle name. But I decided that if I were a true Jellicle cat, you wouldn't just be plain old Cattivo. It'd be something like the Magical Mr. Cattivo or something
Cattivo, the podcasting
spectacular
cat.
like that. It's not bad too, but I decided I needed a little more pep to my name.
Pizzazz.
So I added the moniker of being Cattivo Wunderstruck. The podcasting cat, though, I like that. It has a ring to it. Cattivo Wunderstruck, the podcasting cat. Was I a curious cat, though?
Were you?
We'll find out.
You know,
So-
I've heard that could get you killed. No.
In one way or another.
Or it could almost knock over your TV.
Oh, my curious little cat has been on a spree of late of just wanting to live inside my TV, thinking the TV is a portal to a better and brighter world. Well, he's not wrong, but yeah, he just about knocked my TV over. We don't want that.
Uh-huh.
Pooping in my bathtub I can put up with, but if you break my TV, I may have some words for you. That goes to anyone who comes into my house, by the way. Okay, so as you may or may not have noticed, this episode is about the 2019 film Cats.
Jellicle cats.
Gifted to us by director Tom Hooper. Let's see. We are filming this on the 17th. So, in 3 days is the 1-year anniversary of this. You could say very curious film. So, Emmett,
Yes.
how would you attempt to summarize your thoughts on Cats?
Summarize my thoughts on cats.
A brief journey into your mind.
A brief journey into my mind.
Or the effects that Cats has done to your mind.
Well, the posters weren't wrong. I ended up believing.
Believing in what?
That's
By
the
chance.
question. I don't know. I believe, but I haven't figured out what it is I'm believing in.
That's accurate.
Yeah,
I concur.
I think that what Jellicle cats can, Jellicle cats do,
Exactly.
and what Jellicle cats do, Jellicle cats can,
Very.
and what Jellicle cats can, Jellicle cats do.
And just rinse and repeat.
Jellicle.
Say the word Jellicle as
Jellicle.
many times as
Oh.
it takes until you believe.
Yeah, I feel like I had known this like maybe when we first saw it.
What did you know?
But I re-looked it up just to know.
Oh,
and
the word
confirm.
Jellicle?
Jellicle is spoken 128 times in this film and 66 times just during the opening song. So just in like 3 minutes, 66 Jellicles.
You out Jellicled yourselves on that one, guys. Boy. Yes, this is accurate. Emmett, you just did a very first. I think for everyone listening, I believe this is the power that Cats acquires you with. Emmett, for the very first time on this podcast, pre-answered a trivia question.
Well, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm just psychic.
Maybe. Unless you answer the 3 I had, well, I'll save those for just a little bit. But
I mean, that was the only trivia I had. So.
that was it. You have this whole sheet of paper, and it just had line
Line.
Jellicle.
Jellicle.
Jellicle was said many, many times.
And I have, well, what the subject of the
You have
video
other
is about.
notes
Yeah.
on your note paper? Oh my goodness. But okay, so when it comes to me and Cats, it is a slightly confusing journey.
You don't say.
Starting from the very beginning, we actually traveled an hour out of our way to see this in the theater. There were 4 other people opening weekend in the theater. They were all old ladies. And we just partied it up in the back. But after leaving the theater, I think all of our reactions could be summed up by that Bill Pullman clip from While You Were Sleeping. Just
More or
like
less, yeah.
we were disturbed. Like practically everyone else. Like our thoughts were exactly the same, and mine included. Just what what happened? Like it truly felt like a nightmarish dreamscape of a film,
Yeah.
a fever dream.
Yeah. And I think for me personally, by the end, I was slowly morphing into the Dean from Community. Would that this hoodie were a time hoodie.
Oh, you were. You had your head between your knees. You were begging for just the quick release of death to come and take you.
Uh-huh.
I heard whimpering, I know that. But so yeah. I've now seen this film 3 times. First time, I was on the same page as everyone else. What is this? This is one of the worst films of the year. It's a complete and total embarrassment. And then somewhere along the way to my second viewing, when it first dropped on home video, like I started finding an ironic enjoyment of it. Like anytime one of the, at first I thought terrible songs would pop into my brain, like I just kind of sit there for a second and then chuckle to myself, oh, you Cats, you silly little goose. And I'd pet it on its head in my brain and send it on its merry way. And then after the second viewing, I was like, this movie's a hoot.
And we watched it the second time partially to scare Mom, who had missed out.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. She was utterly horrified because the entire time she was like, "Well, I like musicals, so I should like at least some of this." Oh man, oh yeah, it was glorious. But like we warned her, but she was not equipped for that.
And I forget if it was those two. Did we watch Cats and the Rise of Skywalker on the same day?
You did. I checked out.
You checked
I
out.
felt
of
a stronger
Skywalker.
need to reconnect with Cats, and I still haven't seen Skywalker a second time.
You don't need to.
You don't say.
Yeah, and looking back, like that's a heck of a double feature, just in terms of like nightmarescape. Just what is going on with this? And I hope we didn't traumatize Mom too much, because I know, yeah, she was kind of freaking
She
out
watched
during
both
Cats.
of those for the first time that day.
Yeah,
Oof.
and then I don't know if she was necessarily freaked out by Skywalker, but there was a lot of just, what? I don't understand this.
I would imagine.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, catching up to my third and for now final viewing of Cats in preparation for this here podcast. I have come to the conclusion, I think, that I unironically love this film now. I'm getting the side eye from Bro Tuck in the corner. He's not sure what to think. One of these days, boy. One of these days. Oh, he shakes his head no. We'll see. One thing that did make it clear, anytime I am to rewatch this movie again, maximum enjoyment is had at roping in someone who has not seen it to watch it with you, because that's half the enjoyment, just watching others' reactions.
He's playing Fallout.
Awesome. Anywho, yeah, it's gonna take me another couple or so years to really be able to fully grasp all of my thoughts pertaining to this film, so this podcast is not a complete breakdown of Cats, the motion picture experience. But yeah, I think I kind of love this film now. Like, I think I actually like it as a film. and
I'm not quite in that place yet.
Not just so bad it's good laugh fest, to the point where I think it got kind of a bad rap critically. I think it was unfairly put down on.
I mean, it's a one-of-a-kind experience.
That's
but
the thing.
Yeah,
these days,
can't.
that's all I really want. In the sea of just mediocre blockbusters and sequels and franchise movies, like this obviously stands out as like something all its own.
Yeah.
Whatever that does for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm amazed by the existence of this film. Like, people still ridicule the effects and the designs of the cats themselves. I've come to accept them because, yeah, they're more than a little off-putting on first watch, but by now, like, I am completely used to it, and I would rather they look more humanoid. Like, if humans are gonna portray them, it's not just gonna be like animated cats that kind of look like cats dancing around. I'd rather they look like just human faces with ears and tails than like if they went like the Beast approach from X-Men First Class and like gave them like animal lips and paws. Like, everyone still makes fun. Why do they have hands? Why do they have feet? If they were still like the same metrics of a human, but they had giant paws and cat lips, I feel like that would be far more off-putting to me than just recognizably human actor faces. But anyway, before we get into deciding the very best and very worst cats in Cats, Emmett, do you feel left out? Would you like your very own Jellicle name?
Why not?
Oh, goody. Okay, so I've got the Jellicle generator right here.
Jellicle generator. Oh.
Let's see.
What the Jellicle generator can the Jellicle generator do?
This is gospel. This is true. Let's see here. You would be a millennial.
No.
Born. Well, it says here millennial born pre-2004.
What? Okay, that's what's weird. I have seen so many conflicting dates for that.
I have too.
My personal theory is that if you're not going to have the change of the millennia be what decides who's a millennial, then that doesn't make any sense.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen, like Tucker said, 95. I've seen 95, 99, 2000, 2002, and 2005. Now 2004. So
it's whatever.
I say I'm in
hell
the
you
gray
want.
area in between. I don't think of myself as a millennial, but
Neither do I. Okay. Very first question, and just first answer that pops out at you. What do you currently do in life?
what do I currently do
Is it
in life?
good question? I am still trying to figure that out. I work in an office. I do not work in an office. Full-time student and rockin' it. Or I am a traveler.
Either I could work in an office or I would be a traveler.
Which one suits you best? Would you like to be a traveler?
I guess I'm a traveler of home offices.
Emmett, he's a traveling cat. Okay. What? Weirdly enough, there is no what is your favorite color. I feel like that would figure into this somehow. What is your deepest desire? Inner and outer peace?
Peace.
A compassionate world.
Compassionate.
Personal growth. Finding true love.
True love.
Or understanding other people.
I guess finding inner and outer peace.
Beep. Confirmed. Hey.
Confirmed.
This app is buggy. What would you say is your strongest quality?
My strongest quality.
I am a bit of a bright spark. Intelligence. I am always helping out. Kindness.
Kindness.
My life is a crazy explosion of shapes and colors. Creativity. I'm answering it now. It's creativity.
Yeah.
That's you. Next. So your life is a crazy explosion of shapes and colors just all the time, everywhere.
Uh-huh.
What role do you play in your friendships? I feel like this one will be telling. I like to make my friends laugh.
Laugh.
They always come to me for advice. I tend to be the peacemaker between friends. I offer support where I can. Or I am usually the one to help them fix things.
I guess I offer support where I can.
Aw, are you a supportive friend?
Am I?
Do you help me out when I feel down?
Do I?
Oh no, do you? How often do you work out? Well, every morning at the crack of dawn, I see you running around like a madman lately. So,
Yeah. It depends on what you define as working out.
okay, so I will define it. Work out? Are you serious right now? Every day. If walking through the shops counts as working out, cha-ching, getting out of bed is enough of a workout for me. Honestly, that's me. The people at the gym know me by name. Or fitness is life.
Okay, what were some of the middle two?
Middle two, every day if walking through shops count, getting out of bed is enough.
If you define shop as a welding shop, then that one.
I say define it as you will.
Uh-huh.
And, uh-oh, why did you take this test? Where's the... Oh, I'll just answer this. My friends encouraged me to do so. My friends forced me at gunpoint to do so.
Uh-huh.
Now, what do you dream about when you sleep? What do you dream about when you're awake? Yeah, no, this is the sleeping. I often dream that I am drowning, fighting, or running away from war. I dream that I am flying. I often dream of animals, or I dream of people and relationships. If you're a functioning human being, you just dream about all those things. Dreams are nightmares.
I dream about all those things. I guess fighting, or the fighting
Ooh,
one.
the war?
Yeah, maybe, because...
That's exciting.
Not always, but usually there's some kind of something that I'm fighting. Like last night I was running away from scorpion trees, so...
There's something. Yeah, your most recent dream. I'll take that. And I couldn't answer this one, so if you want to pass, that's fine. Because, I mean, this is a Jellicle generator. So why is it asking if you were an animal, what would you be? I'm like, I want to be a Jellicle cat. Yeah, I thought that's why I was doing this. So do you want to skip or...
Tell me what the options are just to see.
A dog or a wolf. Cats are not dogs. We all know this. That was the lesson of your entire freaking movie.
Just
Okay.
a dog or a wolf?
Yeah, a dog. Answer 1 is a dog or a wolf.
Okay. Okay.
What animal are you, a dog or a wolf? Now let's find out your Jellicle cat name. That would be hilarious. Okay, a dog or a wolf. 2, a tiger, lion, or jaguar. C, a gazelle, horse, or giraffe. Q, an owl, falcon, or eagle. Or Gemini man, a dolphin.
Gemini man, the dolphin?
I was running out of letters and numbers.
Okay.
It's just imagine it as A, B, C, D, E, F, Gemini man.
I guess skip. I don't need to.
I concur.
This whole thing is to be a Jellicle cat.
Yeah, right? I think we're getting towards the end here. Do you have a bucket list? Nope, I am living life one day at a time. Yes, I'm halfway through it already. Yes, but I only have a couple items on it. One of them is to get my freaking Jellicle name. No, but I do know what I want in life. Yes, but it is hard to get to, like the end of this Jellicle quiz.
I guess no, but I do know what I want in life.
There you go. I think that's a fitting answer. Now type... Oh, I need you...
You need me?
You are a tomcat. And I type in your name.
You have to type in my name?
They want to know who you are in life. If the frickin' Verizon ad would get out of the way.
They better not ask
No one
for
likes
my
you,
birthday.
Verizon.
And
Not Verizon. What?
and they better not ask for my birthday or mom's maiden name.
We only want to give you your Jellicle name. And the moment of truth. I'm giddy. You know what? That's not bad. Your Jellicle name is Emmerdon.
Emmerdon.
Emmerdon, the Jellicle
Emmerdon.
cat. I don't know. You kind of look like an Emmerdon, the cat, to me.
I'm Emmerdon. Emmerdon. So, did yours have any elements of your name? What was it again?
Cattivo, Wyatt. The answer's no.
Okay, just
I
yeah,
don't know.
because
You having
Emmerdon.
still an E lettered.
EM.
Yeah.
That's
Jellicle name. That works.
interesting. I'm gonna write that down, I guess.
Okay, so before we get to our definitive list, I guess now I just have a couple extra trivia questions for you.
Okay.
Which 2 cast members of the film would you think are actually allergic to cats in real life? 2 actors.
Judi Dench and Idris Elba.
You got one. Idris Elba's correct.
Okay.
And Rebel Wilson.
Very
curious. And then, to me, this is just abject cruelty, and I cannot stand for it. Where does Cats rank on IMDb's bottom 100? The 100 worst rated films.
With 1 being
on
worst, or with
IMDb,
100 being worst?
With 1 being the worst.
Okay. Knowing the world and your statement of cruelty.
I'm fed up with this world.
World? I guess I'll say 17.
Not quite that harsh.
Okay.
25.
25.
Cats isn't the 25th worst film in existence.
I mean, I'm still on the standpoint that it's so bad it's good. So I can't say either way. You do you, man.
And just a reminder, this is the same site that states Dark Knight Rises to be the 65th best film ever made.
Well,
Sure.
yeah.
All right, so let's get down to it.
Down to it. Which we doing first, best or worst?
Let's get worst out of the way to end things on a higher note.
No, shoot, how can I forget?
A Jellicle note.
The place.
To end it on the heavy side layer, Emmett.
Yes. Okay,
Jeez.
thank you. The heavy side layer
Can't
note.
believe I even have to remind you the Jellicle Ball is all about making the Jellicle choice to decide who is worthy of going to the Heaviside layer
I'm sorry.
for an extra life.
I guess I'm not
A new life.
as much of a Cats fan as I thought I was.
Well, what was your silly cat name? Emmerdon? I revoke you, Emmerdon.
No.
Snap. You're no longer
No.
Jellicle
No.
enough. Emmerdon, the doubter. Doubting Emmerdon, the doubtful cat.
Doubter.
No, it's that.
Polar Express.
You just watched that. Dang it. Okay, so we'll start with you, doubtful Emmerdon. Number 5
Number 5.
on your
Worst.
as you work your way up to the
Cats.
worst cat
And
of all.
as you may assume, not many of this I really took that seriously. But
First the Heaviside layer, now this. You're not. I understand.
Number 5, I have Old Deuteronomy.
Ah.
Yeah, she just beat out Bustopher Jones.
Bustopher Jones didn't make the list, huh?
No.
That is so interesting.
Because
Yeah.
yeah.
Continue.
I still kind of think of Bustopher as in the so bad it's good sort of range.
True.
But yeah, just CGI cat Judi Dench is just kind of uncomfortable.
Slightly off-putting.
Uh-huh.
I
And I still
do
don't understand if she's
concur.
supposed to be God or if she's a cult leader. I don't know what position she
See.
really has in this world.
Yeah, it's hard to say. Okay, so my number 5, it's Bustopher Jones. Yeah, I was kind of, just as shocked as you leaving him off. I was shocked that, he barely made the list. Yeah, he's just a joke. Like, after leaving the theater the first time, I mean, I only saw what's in the theater, but to reiterate, I I like the movie. I didn't go back over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, he would have been easily in contention for worst of the worst, and then now, like, the movie treats him as a joke. Like, his entire number is just watching pain being inflicted on him.
Basically.
So that inflicting pain on James Corden, I can deal with that.
Yeah. Spats!
Oh, spats. And plus, his number gave us spats.
Yes.
Bustopher Jones invites spats.
Then it gets sucked down an infinite gutter. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
only to return for more hamming
Oh,
later on.
hammy.
All right, number 4.
Number 4 is a 2-for-1. Mungo Jerry and
And Rumple-Dumper.
Teaser.
I mean, you can honestly call them whatever you want. Most people wouldn't notice, as long as you say some strangely extravagant name.
Yeah. There's so many moments in this movie that
Mungo Jerry.
I can either I can see the potential of, or it reminds me of something, or it makes me feel something. I just wish I could
Makes you feel
explain
something?
it because
Right.
there's no context whatsoever. But yeah, these
That's why I love it.
these characters, they remind me a lot of either in Pet on the Run Odyssey stories or Dickensy type story.
Definitely.
There's always the one group
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio, yeah. I couldn't remember. Is there a fox or something in
A
Pinocchio?
fox and a cat
And a cat. Okay.
named Mungo Jerry.
And Rumple Teaser. Anyway.
That number I've warmed up to, surprisingly.
Yeah.
As it's the whole movie, I just find joy in every new turn. It's insanity, and I love it.
Yeah. And for some reason, those situations always unsettled me. So.
No, I concur.
Yeah.
But given that, I feel like this is one of the least unsettling because
Because it doesn't lead anywhere.
exactly, it's nothing. It's just this insane turn that then now moving on to the new one. It just it's just momentum. It just keeps going to the next crazy thing without any consequence at all.
Yeah.
It just feels kind of like refreshingly fluffy in that way.
Fluffy like a cat? No.
Fluffy like a cat. Interesting. So my number 4 is also a twofer, but no Mungo Jerry's or Rumple teasers.
Oh. What other duos are there?
You may be struggling to put a face to these cats, but I lump them together because they're essentially the same. Cassandra and Demeter.
I think I know which one Cassandra is.
The very rude and naughty kittens that just endlessly berate main cat Victoria and poor Grisabella and basically anybody they encounter. They are just they're no good. I don't like them. They're annoying. They are probably the poorest looking effects wise too.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing on repeat viewings. I've really warmed up to the effects. Like it's not entirely convincing most of the time, but like the fact that like every single cat is CG, like it doesn't stand out as obviously as one would think.
Except for a shot here and there.
There are choice shots
actually
for sure, and
funny.
most of those involve these two characters too.
Because like the first time I remember, like in the theaters, I remember thinking that, oh wait, are these effects actually good? Like
they come and go.
It's impressive, whatever it is. But then the second time watching it on home TV, I was like baffled by like, wait, is this the same movie? These effects are really bad. And then watching it a third time, it kind of mellowed out in the middles. So
like I feel
weird.
like the very worst looking shots are like at the very beginning and then the very end, and then when you're just caught up in what's going on in the middle, then you just kind of buy it.
Yeah, it gets so crazy. You don't worry about whether what you're looking at is necessarily real.
And then on top of that, I am quite a fan of the production design of this movie
like
as
all
well.
of the sets and atmosphere of it.
Like it really stands out, I thought,
Uh-huh.
as something unique. Like insane, yes, but special. But yeah, these two cats they have very bad attitudes and very bad cat puns. I'm all for puns, but like starting with these two, like if you are a cat, don't make cat got your tongue puns. It's bad. Bad cats. Okay.
Bad cats.
Number 3.
Number 3, I have Jenny and Edots.
Ooh, number 3.
Yeah.
Who's your worst cat? We'll see.
We will see.
Okay, so Rebel Wilson, you say?
Yeah. I don't know if I have much else to say.
Nothing else to say.
Yeah, it's still a situation where it's so bad it's good. Because that's probably, especially in the theaters, that was probably the most just what the heck am I watching moment with the mice and the cockroach.
That was one of those things I was sad that review spoiled that for me. That if that had just shown up fresh, like there would be crap in the pants.
Yeah. Yeah,
she's hamming it
annoying.
up, that's for sure.
And like part of the song, like it's not like, I'm not gonna say it's good, but like when the other guy is singing it, it's like, okay, this sounds like a song. But then whenever she starts singing it, then it's just like
Concur. I concur. Okay, number 3. When I first put this list together, this character did not even make the list. But then on the recent rewatch, I was like, you know what? You stick out like a sore thumb, and that is Taylor Swift as Bombalurina. Like, I want to say she's the front runner for the actual worst performance in the film, because James Corden and Rebel Wilson are doing their thing, their shtick that they're known for. Like,
Yeah.
but you bring in Taylor Swift, who's not an actress. You bring her in to sing. I don't think she even does the singing very well.
And then she tries to have an accent half the time, and that fails completely,
like,
horribly,
it
utterly
is
crashes and burns.
embarrassing, yeah. Like, she would be the last person I would expect anyone to attempt to get an accent from. But like, I think she only has one line of spoken dialogue after her song, because then she essentially disappears from the movie, and it's like, but not in an entertaining way like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. But yeah, and then the fact, I forgot to confirm this, but I believe in the play, like, one thing they changed, that pretty much any character who had a song, the song was sung by that character, and she stole McCavity's one song. Like, he shows up at the end, but I believe originally he just sang his entire song himself. And I'm like, don't steal content away from Idris Elba. Don't steal it from McCavity.
But then again, how much would we really be able to survive naked Idris Elba dancing
and
to
then
his
you
own
have
song?
to clothe him. Please clothe him. When you've got his hat and you've got his coat, like, he's rocking those duds.
Yeah, he is. He's very cool looking.
Everyone agrees naked Idris Elba is off-putting. But I mean, all the cats, when they're naked cats, they're relatively off-putting. And what is with the amount of cat stripping in this movie? I mean, Rebel Wilson strips off her own skin, then you relieve Idris of his duds. And Judi Dench loses her fluffy coat at one point, and then, like, that makes it seem like
Rum Tum Tugger too.
Does he strip? He doesn't strip.
I forget if they
off
show him
those
stripping, but he shows up and he has a coat, and then
he does?
He
Why is
ditches his
everyone
coat
stripping?
at one point? So
This movie is horny, man. Jeez. Okay, so number 2.
For me, number 2 is Cassandra.
She's a bad cat.
Yeah, I thought of her as that one that gives her always gives the sour looks.
Yeah.
And then in the opening, she's the one that says skeptical cat. And so then for a while, I just thought of her as the skeptical cat. And then when I was looking at the cat list,
this movie's deeper than we thought.
I realized that she was named Cassandra, but I kind of wanted to ignore that for
just call
reasons.
her Skepti. That's why they call me Skepti. Yeah. I won't argue with that placement. She probably ended up lower for me just because she's not in it that much.
Yeah, that's true. But like
by the second half, you just forget about her completely.
But then when I think about cats that are the worst, as I'm watching it, I just keep thinking, you're the worst.
Yeah, I cannot argue with that. So number 2 for me is when we get to Jenny Any Dots. Yeah, like I've come to accept Rebel's performance, but boy, is it something.
Oh.
But yeah, for me, it kind of comes down to the constitutions of these cats. Like, in her song, she's trying to convince you that she's trying to better the lives of these creatures who she's forcing to dance. And then if they fall out of line, she eats them. And some of them are childlike mice with child's faces and child's voices. We don't see any mice get eaten. That's why she's eating the cockroaches, to show the mice, hey, you step out of bounds, this is what you're getting. Like, she just so nonchalantly just devours these cockroaches, like 3 or 4 of them. Like, it's nothing. It's like, okay, are they your buddies? Are they your pals that you're helping out and teaching them great magical talents? Or are you a slave owner?
Yeah, I mean, she's a dictator. She's like, that's what any dictator says. They just want to better everybody's lives, but then they they're in it just for their own gain.
Ugh. Oh, lots and lots of gain there. But and then the crotch itching so much. Rebel Wilson. See that's like she was close to number one just because of that. Like that's no one wanted to see that. Emmett proceeds to bleach his eyeballs. Okay, so who's your worst cat?
Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay. I had noticed that you didn't have much to say
Uh-huh.
on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let it loose.
Yeah, just basically what I said with Cassandra just as I'm watching it. Like, as bad as Jenny and Dots is, I still, like, it's so bad it's good sort of thing where it's like, this is the worst thing I've ever seen, but I'm still like, this is an experience. Then when we get, whenever we get to the Bomb Ballerina spelling,
It's such a weird name too.
Singing
Out of a movie full of weird names.
yeah, singing the McCavity song. I think at that point I'm just kind of bored and intolerant. I'm just like, I don't like you. Just stop singing.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift, go home. Stop! Don't do an accent.
Bad cat.
I wish I had a spritz bottle.
All these bad cats need a good spritz. Yes.
Spritz with some holy water while I put a cross necklace around my neck.
The power of Christ compels you, cats.
I mean, they definitely act like they're possessed at one point.
Oh, 1 point?
All the points. Okay, fine.
Well, at any point where they start chanting.
They
oh
act
boy.
possessed in a line. LP as a line is basically just infinite points, so.
Okay. Can't argue there. Okay. So, yeah, she didn't rank that high for me because, like, unlike some characters like Ginny and Nuts, that, like, she shows up and then she's gone and you forget about her. But then Rebel shows up later in the end and more bad puns. And yeah. But, one cat who shows up and then you get a whole bunch of screen time. I've got old Deuteronomy as the worst
number one.
cat.
Really?
I do. And a couple points come into play for that. One is just theoretical. Since none of these questions can be truly answered, what is old Deuteronomy's role in all this?
Uh-huh.
Like, sure, like I want to believe that the Heaviside layer truly is a second chance for all these poor cats who just want another shot at life, to live their best life that they can live. But I also think old Dude is the leader of a death cult.
Yeah.
And that, like, at the very end of the movie, she bestows the main cat, Victoria, with the title of being a Jellicle cat. Well, what earned Victoria this title? Maybe it was because she was the one to bring forth the sacrifice of Grisabella to the death cult. Who knows what happened to her after she floated away in that hot air balloon to the giant cat in the sky? Who knows, really? But yeah. And stuff like she plays mind games on poor old Gus. Why hasn't he earned a shot? If this okay, see, here it is. If she was truly giving cats a chance at a better life, and she really liked old Gus, wouldn't he have gotten this shot years ago? If she really does like him, maybe she keeps him here because there is no Heaviside layer. It's the island all over again. Ooh, Michael Bay's The Cats? No!
Well, I mean, there'd be more explosions.
I think we lucked out there.
But also more horniness?
Wow, who would have thought? But no, that is completely true. Guys, we lucked out. This could have been way worse. Just think of some of the lowest points of Revenge of the Fallen, and just imagine that with cat people. Yuck! Oh, God. Hacking up a hairball. Just thinking about it.
Yeah, like the horniness in cats seems just like ill-advised. Like, what were they thinking? Like, maybe they didn't realize how awkward these designs were. But if Michael Bay was directing, he just would have given them full-on boobs and butts. Just
Yeah, instead of Taylor Swift cat, Megan Fox cat. Yuck. Cats.
No.
Cats movie. Your horniness. It's ill-advised. But see, oofta. But watching this a third time, I feel like Dame Judi Dench is the actor who's brought down the lowest by this movie.
yeah.
that like she is not bad. She's being a good sport about it. Just there's something about every time they cut back to her, this exceptionally fluffy Judi Dench just sitting there with like this godlike splendor. Like it makes me laugh out loud. It's really funny. But then like just since there's so much of her and so much of it involves like nuzzling the other cats, that's really weird, man. Yeah. And the scene where she approves of old Gus's song and then lifts her old lady cat leg to signal her approval, like that. Oh, it's bad. It's like I don't need to see that. No. But then at the same time, release the butthole cut, you cowards. And everyone like that. This is bigger than the Snyder cut in every way. Everyone wants you to do it. Just do it.
And yeah, with the nuzzling, like so much of this.
Okay, with the nuzzling, I have a few thoughts.
What does the nuzzling actually mean? No, it's a lot of stuff in this movie. I feel like is kind of ripped straight out of those things that your cats do that would be weird if you did them type videos, except someone saw
it. We had videos warning
and,
us about
and didn't realize that that's what the title was. That
Oh, yeah. People doing what cats do. That's fun.
They watch those on opposite day. This is exactly what we should put in our movie. Yeah, so old dude versus, how do you say her name? Bomballerina is Taylor Swift, or just AKA Taylor Swift cat.
Yeah,
we all know it's Tay. K. And now it's time, one and all, to decide the very best cat of all. Who will make the most Jellicle choice?
The most Jellicle.
Which cat deserves their second chance at the Heaviside layer?
Assuming it's not a sacrifice to the sun god.
Assuming, hoping, I hope. If I may be so bold, I think we both have the same number one cat. It could be presumed. That's like the one thing.
I will neither confirm nor deny.
Okay, so maybe getting juicy then. But okay. So number 5 of the best cats of cats. El Dorado. What was Everdeen? What was your cat name?
Everdon.
Emmerdon. El Dorado Everdeen, the everlasting cat. That's not the worst cat name I've ever heard. Emmerdon. All right, number 5.
As number 5, I have Wunderstruck.
Wunderstruck. Yes, tell us about this.
Just the
respectable
the
cat.
main cat, other than Victoria.
He is, isn't he? But everyone just refers to him as, he's the narrator cat. But no one ever calls him out by name, do they?
No, yeah,
that's
strangely enough, that's part of why I like him. First, I'll say he actually beat out Growl Tiger.
That's the best. Growl Tiger was in the running for the worst just because he's. I'm sorry, Ray Winstone. That was a. That happened.
I just to me that's one of those moments that I just kind of love. Just like
I love it.
Yeah, this is perfect. And because that was when I was not taking any of this seriously. Then I was like, I guess I'll be a little more genuine. Bump out Growl Tower, put in Munko Strap. But yeah, like I said, there's so many elements of this that make me feel things. I just wish there was context. And even though, like, okay, first I'll bring up the graveyard scene. Like, that's the one scene where he gets the cult leader vibes.
But not terrible cult leader vibes. I think he'd be pretty good at it.
Yeah, and like that scene is one scene where if you had it have an actual story where this was about a creepy cat death cult, then I would really like that scene because it would be really creepy.
And
the problem is
didn't happen at the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, the problem is I don't know what's going on. There's no context.
Yeah, almost every individual scene of this movie, I think, is conceptually okay.
Yeah.
It's just that they all happen back to back to back to back to back. Some
Yeah.
people like that's so overwhelming.
Yeah.
It is. In the best of ways.
Yeah. But, okay, so considering that there's no context and I just kind of have to make up my own answers.
Your own cat lore?
My own cat lore. But yeah, just thinking...
Entire journals of fanfic.
Thinking of Munko Strap as, being the guy that he's not in it for his own glory. He doesn't even make his name known. He just shows everyone around. He's just the guy that is friends with everybody. So everywhere he goes, he helps people sing their song.
Everywhere he goes.
Everywhere he looks, there's a cat. Somebody that needs you.
So he's the Bob Saget of cats? He is, isn't he? Aww. Who knew that in our discussion of cats that the one song we would break out in unison was the Full House theme song?
Okay.
Great.
But yeah, and especially like I remembered at the end, I remembered Victoria helping out what's his face.
Who's his face?
But then
Munko Strap?
The magical cat.
Mr. Mistopheles, the magical Mr.
Yeah, well,
Mistopheles.
how was I supposed to know that? It's not like they repeat his name over and over again. I can't remember these things. They never say his name.
Not once.
They never
given me a name.
They never say Mr. Mistopheles. I had to do some deep digging to figure out who Mr. Mistopheles' name is.
The magical Mr. Mistopheles?
Yeah. They never say it.
Did you ever look up a cat quite so clever as magical Mr.
But yeah,
Mistopheles?
anyway. So this was, watching it the third time, this was the first time I realized that, oh wait, Munko Strap is actually the first one to start singing and try to build up Mr. Mistopheles. Then Victoria comes in and helps him out. So it's like, oh yeah, he's the one that starts it all. He's the real hero of this tale.
Yet only shows up as number 5?
Yeah. I don't, again, mostly because I wasn't taking this any seriously. So if I was...
You need to follow your heart!
If I was talking seriously, I probably would have put him at much, much higher up, either 2 or 1, but I'm not taking any of this seriously, so...
Okay.
I ordered it in kind of...
irony.
Irony, yeah, and like the list of which jokes I wanted to make.
Okay. Yeah, I can't fault you there. But yeah, you really got me with the fact that if you want to call it, plot of this movie is just cats making their names known at a ball. And he doesn't make his name known. He doesn't do the thing that he's supposed to do.
Yeah.
That makes him seem even better then.
Uh-huh.
That is... Who knew that cats would make me ask the deepest questions?
Yeah.
Need the deepest answers. Number 5, kind of by default. I was having trouble figuring out number 5. I slept in Victoria.
Okay.
she's a decent cat.
Yeah.
Like the actress, I feel like just gets so unfairly slammed.
Yeah, that's really dumb.
Like of course this movie swept the Razzie Awards for the worst movie of the year, but that she even got a nomination for worst actress, that was just being a little harsh, guys. She didn't do anything wrong. She's a dancer.
Yeah.
This was her first film. She dances good. I don't follow that.
Yeah, nothing about
But-
it is specifically bad. It's just kind of what the movie does
Yeah.
to
Like,
her.
as far as I know about dancing, like she dances well.
Uh-huh. And yeah, and another thinking of like parts where I wish they were good, but there's just no context for me to understand. Like the song that she sings, that's the one original song. Like again, like just it's such weird out of context moments that moment, the song, I feel like that song is pretty good, but I just can't figure out like if you were to take that moment and like we rework it to be in something like Frozen, then it would be good. But in Cats, the way it comes out of nowhere, it's like
It literally comes out of
yeah,
nowhere.
like it's so weird. There's just no context. I can't say that it's good, but then I also kind of like that song.
It's funny. Yeah, before this last rewatch, like I felt like that was like the main scene. If you gotta head to the bathroom or do some dishes or something, now's the time to do it. You won't miss any of the insanity. Like it's the calm before the storm, kind of, or after
Yeah.
the main portion of the storm. But yeah, like I was kind of making fun of it while we were watching, and you kind of talked me into, hey, no, that's a good song, listen to it. And then I started listening to lyrics. I'm like, hey, you know what? I was complaining that like you never really get to know this character. Oh wait, that's what the song's for. That
Yeah. And so if she had an actual character so that we could understand what she was singing, then I feel like, yes, I would really like that moment, but that's the only character development. So that feels like it should be the payoff that she finally gets to sing her song, but that's the only real character development. So it's like, I don't know what to say.
But yeah, like slipping her in as one of the best cats. For me, when you just compare her to other like doe-eyed leading ladies in more recent movies that completely lack character development, that do not work at all and are extremely annoying, and you don't give one care what happens to them. Like take something like New Mutants. Like there's kind of a character who's just
Very similar.
thrown into this weird,
Yeah.
like, here, meet some characters, learn their names, wander around this one place,
Yeah.
and I can't stand Danny. Is her name in that? Like
Yeah.
if anything happened to her, if she died midway through the film, I don't care.
Uh-huh.
Like I remember the badass Russian Anya Taylor-Joy. Like,
Yeah.
she's not a great character, but I remember her.
Uh-huh.
I don't care about Danny, but yeah, like Victoria is like I'm not rooting against you.
Yeah.
So I guess that means I'm rooting for you if we're talking about cats.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4.
Number 4. Let's dance! Rum Tum Tugger. Mostly because I feel his song is the peak of the movie.
Rum Tum Tugger as the 4th best cat. Like,
Again, ironically, kind of.
I swapped him out for, he used to be my 3rd worst cat.
I mean, he's kind of one of those characters where for me the best is the worst.
The peak, you say.
Because for me, like, it's such a constant ride of insanity to that point,
Oh, it
and then
is.
afterwards it starts to slow down and mellow out, and I get bored by the
Wait,
end.
okay, so peak
that's-
makes sense because then
yeah.
after that is like the Buster Jones stuff, and so that's the
And
middle
Grisabella.
of it.
And then
yeah.
they get to the Jellicle ball, and it's
Okay.
it never moves after that. So I feel like by the time you get to Rum Tum Tugger, that's such a wave of insanity at that point. I'm kind of, that's the point where I'm committed to the movie, and I'm like, okay, give me all you got. This is gonna be nuts. This is gonna be good. And then after I'm then, oh, okay. Yeah,
You're exactly right. Like that first 40 minutes, if it would have continued that non-stop roller coaster, then it would be like 10 out of 10. One of the most amazing experiences one could endure. But yeah, like you were saying, just non-stop. That it's immediately after the Jenny Any Dots, just, I don't know, debacle. Like, so much in that. And then he shows up and it's like, okay, we're gonna have some dialogue. We're gonna just have some introductions. Things are gonna kind of calm down. Then let's dance. And just out of nowhere, it's like, oh, nope, we're back. We're going. Yeah. That is so interesting. Okay, so yeah, I was struggling for my number 5 spot because then my top 4, I was like, you know what? I first pitched this idea to you, ironically, just kind of as a joke, but then putting the list together, I'm like, wait, these top 4 I think are actually pretty darn good cats. So I'm a little ashamed that he shows up only at number 4, but that is Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat.
Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat.
Yeah.
The magical tap dancing cat
Oh.
that whisks you to a train far away.
He tap dances like a golden god.
Uh-huh.
That cat can tap dance. But
And I'll go ahead and say he's my number 3.
okay. Oh, okay. So, yeah, going right into it then. Anyone, whether they loved it or hated it, walking out of Cats, everyone could agree if there was going to be one standout sequence from the movie, it was the Skimbleshanks the Railway Cat scene. Because, like, if the whole movie could have embraced the, hey, each of these musical numbers is going to transport you to this new world, see some new sights, you're not just stuck in a dusty showroom for the latter half of the movie. Like, that's one of the only escapes from there, really. The song's catchy as all get out.
Yeah, that's definitely like the genuine best scene where I'm like, okay, this is a good scene. I kind of, but yeah, then it's just over and gone. Like, if this was a real movie where it was
He
like,
just gets yoinked out of there, and you're like, no, we just got to meet you. You were a good cat.
if it was a situation where like everywhere Victoria went, she would hear the cat
Everywhere
song,
she
and then they would kind of stick around, and they would form a merry band of singing cat
Like-
travelers.
Yeah, like
Then that would
Wizard of
rock.
Oz or something. Where you just added to your roster of merry cats. Yeah.
And so, yeah, during the song, I'm always like, Skimbleshanks, yeah, this is a fun sequence. You're a good cat. And it's also probably, like I said when we were watching it, probably the most convincing setup where all of a sudden, when they're in the train, it's like, oh, wait, this somehow actually feels like the scale feels the best.
Because it's out of whack the whole rest of the movie.
It's believable that they're actually cat-sized beings running around the world. They still look weird. Like, it's weird seeing little people running around, or not, you know what I mean. Little cat mutant
Whatever
people.
they are.
But then, yeah, for some reason that said, it's like this one scene makes me think you could have pulled off cats looking like they're in the real world. None of it else looks like the real world, but that one scene does.
And yeah, like, he's really the main cat where we get to know how he ticks.
Yeah.
What kind of cat he really is. Like,
He had a job. He had a purpose.
Yeah. And he liked it.
He was the railway cat.
Yeah.
People liked seeing him.
Yeah.
It makes sense that he would want to have a new life because now he's stuck in cat purgatory.
Yeah.
He misses his train.
He just give him a new train, guys. Come on.
Also,
Give Skimbleshanks the railway cat one more chance.
gives Skimbleshanks the railway cat one more chance. Also, is he the only cat with clothes that never strips?
That too. That too.
Because I just remembered even Buster Jones.
See, I knew I was forgetting
Strips.
one. Like when he's in his fancy duds, he doesn't look that bad, and then once he's naked, it's just and then like one thing this movie doesn't get enough credit, like the CG fur is give or take. Sometimes it looks pretty unconvincing, but I believe all the clothes have to be CG, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
That all the clothes look real. They look like costumes. So I guess there's some credit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was Skimbleshanks was your 3.
Yes.
My 3 is Grizabella.
Grizabella.
Hashtag Oscar for Jen. I am serious. She got snubbed this year. Like, she should have been one of the front runners. Like, I am dead serious that just because, it's Cats, we can't nominate anything from Cats, that she was giving her all.
And I can't argue with that. That she is definitely performing, but her song was also what made me go catatonic because I was so bored.
Well, it is a powerhouse at the same time, too. Like, her final song, You Were Bored.
Pretty much. Yeah, it's such a boring song. I mean, her
Really?
acting is good. That's probably why, because that was the point where I was covering my face with my hood, so I couldn't see the acting.
You've seen it 2 times after.
So now,
Oh, so you just go back to that state. Your mind just
my brain
numbs.
still, is still numb to it. But the third time I did think that she gives a good performance. I feel like there's something to compare it to, like she was told something different about the movie, and then
everyone
afterwards, it's
says
like,
that every single actor thinks they are in a completely different movie. And yeah, she thinks, I'm working with the guy who got Anne Hathaway an Oscar, who got Alicia Vikander an Oscar, who got Colin Firth an Oscar. So I'm going for round 2, and sadly, just the world done her dirty, just like the world of Cats. and now she'll be looking for her next second chance to get to that. Is this all an allegory for the Oscars, for awards, show business?
the Oscars sacrificed her.
That
to the
once
sun
you're
god.
in Cats, that then you just stumble around, people point at you, and you're just hoping to get to
Could
the
you believe that
Heaviside Oscar
she
later.
was once the glamour cat?
Right? Is anyone who signs up for whatever, if ever there is a new Tom Hooper project, are they gonna sign on the dotted line, but just with the caveat, but please, sir, don't turn me into anything unnatural.
Oh, I know that's the real line. I can't remember what it is.
Gandalf is in this movie, isn't it?
Right. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, geez.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Don't turn me into anything unnatural.
That's the only thing on anyone's mind. Whatever he does next, I'm not convinced he'll get anything.
I didn't hear anything about cats. Just something about a dark lord and the end of the world.
You're not wrong. Perfect. See, I knew I was missing a little extra joke there. Okay, so ramping up, then getting down to the final 2.
Yeah.
Who's your number 2?
My number 2 is Spaghetti.
Number 2, huh? Okay.
Yeah, he's just somewhat ironically, but also not. He's just
He's McCavity.
Yeah, he's McCavity. He's the coolest one until he strips.
He is as inevitable as he is ineffable.
Yes. He is ineffable. I can't put him into words. All I can do is make a figure of him and give him to you as for a birthday present.
I deeply appreciated that. That was even before my true attachment to this movie.
And it was pretty spur of the moment, too. Like,
How quickly did you make that?
I forget. I guess maybe I had like a month or so.
That's a lot.
But yeah, it felt
I just
like
know you've been known to turn out those suckers overnight if you have to.
It felt like it was a pretty rough, or pretty rushed job. I can't remember when I thought of it because I know like we watched it in May because it was when Rise of Skywalker came out, and
for Mother's Day? It was Mother's Day weekend, wasn't it? That we
Possibly.
made Mom watch both of those.
But then I can't remember how long it was until I thought of it.
That
for
would
your
have been
birthday.
a month till my birthday.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure I don't think I thought of it right away because I think Mom or Katie made a joke about trying to look for a cat's shirt for you for your birthday.
You
but
know what's
couldn't find
funny?
anything.
I don't think they made a single piece of Cat's merchandise.
They showed it to the merchandise people and they were like, no,
Like,
we're not putting that on a shirt.
it's funny. Usually, it doesn't matter what the quality of your movie is. That, like, they have to plan these things months, sometimes years in advance. So they just hope for the best and crank that stuff out. And I guess they knew what they had, that it was not going to be merchandisable. But I argue that it would have. That, like, this is going to get, like, a cult following, like something like The Room, where whether it's sincere or not, people are just going to have a ball rewatching this. And then, sure, they want to wear an ironic T-shirt.
These ironic T-shirts are all the rage with the young kids.
Right?
No Belsnickel merch either.
Oh! See, that one hurts. These are both disappointing, but yeah, like I really wanted to buy you the most unnatural looking Tickle Me Belschnickel. And I'm like, come on, Netflix. Like, it's one of your major family-friendly franchises now. I want to say, like, there were, like, stickers or something of the other elves. But, like, I would totally rock that Belschnickel tee. Maybe I should just make my own. I can.
Yeah, when in doubt.
But it's like, which
Just the picture of him
pose.
that he has on the cans. Just have.
Oh! That's right! That's exactly. I just... Why wouldn't you at least do that? Like, you had to design that logo in the movie, so you have a logo just ready to... He's printing his own logos. It's like printing my own money. Right there in the movie. Just... Oh. Okay, McCavity's your number 2. I have, I think, only one guess at what your 1 would be, but it'd be surprising. My number 2 is ranked as high as number 2 for me. Monkastrap.
Monkostrap.
I think Monkastrap is a darn good cat.
Yeah. And like I said, if I was taking this more seriously, I probably would have put him higher, but I wasn't. So.
Like the first time he tended to kind of fade into the background, but then on repeat viewings, it's like he is easily the most respectable cat.
Yeah.
Like, he does not let the rest of the movie drag him down.
Yeah.
That he is able to, like, almost convince you that you should take this movie seriously.
Almost.
Whenever the focus is on him, but then usually that's not for long. Yeah, whoever the actor is that, I believe this was his first film that he
really?
was, Like, he got some acclaim on the stage, I think. I think part of the problem for the whole cat person design is that you need the right person who can pull that off. I think he pulls it off.
Yeah, he is probably the most natural looking one.
Like,
aside for McCavity when he's wearing his coat.
I don't recoil in abject horror whenever he shows up. But ironically enough, though, that rewatching it at the very beginning, probably the shoddiest looking effect shot was like him climbing down a wall. Like,
probably because
that looked like early 2000s crap.
I would assume that would be one of the only shots that had to be completely
fully
CG.
CG. Yeah, I can see that. But being reminded, like, on several different instances that those bad naughty kittens who are constantly berating everybody they see, that he's like, yeah, the respectable father figure that, like, no, he reprimands those naughty kittens. He tells them what's what. He makes them treat everybody with respect, but then at the same time he still kind of leads everyone in a group song towards Grisabella, kind of shooing her off. But so I don't know, but yeah, I think he's a good cat.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I'm
My number one.
I have.
Are
one
you
guess.
ready?
We'll see.
My number one is the Nicolas Cage dog that never was.
Wait, is that your serious number one?
Yeah.
That's not like a joke. That
I mean, it is.
so technically, McCavity is your number one. But
Technically,
the true
yeah.
number, because you were like me and you were having trouble like fitting in like a fifth actual cat.
Basically.
You know what? I'll accept it because you're
Wolf of a
right.
dog.
Every time, like, what was that? Did I come up with that on the first viewing, or that?
I want to
take a
say it
while?
was like when on like our therapy session on the car ride away from the
We were
theater.
consoling ourselves and trying to explain what had happened and what we should do
Just
about
what
it.
was with that dog?
Like,
Why didn't
what-
they give the dog some screen time?
If they truly had some balls, why didn't we get this quick shot of like some random celebrity cameo? And just like, who else would you want but Nick Cage? Oh, hi everybody! I'm a dog now. Ruff, ruff, bark, bark. I'm Nicolas Cage. But yeah, the cowards. You have a dog in your movie, and like they're afraid of this dog. So is it like a dog-sized dog? But like, just
like
if it was a dog-sized dog with a Nick Cage face on it, that would.
It'd have to be a person dog because every other
It
animal
have
is
to be
a
person cockroaches, person mice. But not person birds. Like, they have a bunch of bird carcasses that they eat.
Ugh.
And we didn't see what they looked like before they were cooked.
Ugh.
Yeah. But that is an acceptable answer. That
A non-existent
But-
Nicolas Cage dog is the best cat.
again, were you not? Were you not listening? Were you not watching the movie? We had to sit through 10 straight minutes of basically science class of old Deuteronomy Dench. Cats are not dogs. That's the point of the entire movie, and you weren't listening. See, that's why she's the worst cat, because you're not worth listening to. Oh, dude, we know what's what. Dogs can be cats.
I know what
too.
I've been insulted.
Nick Cage would be the best cat dog. Yeah, so I guess the real number one for both of us then is who else would it be? It's McCavity. Yeah. What else is there to say? He's the one who's obviously having the most fun.
Like I think
he read the script and was like,
yeah,
oh, man,
I
I'm
think
getting paid.
everyone else was thinking they were in a different movie or trying to like they were convinced by
The Prestige.
the hoops that they were gonna be in a good movie, but then he was the only one that was in the joke, so he was just like, eh. Why not? I'm gonna ham it up.
Oh, and he did, and it was glorious.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, yeah. every time he poofs away. Like he spices it up every time so it doesn't get old. Just sometimes it's McCavity and sometimes
Ineffable.
like I could watch that scene on repeat when he nabs old Gus and just somehow sucks him into a book. And just, McCavity. Why isn't this a Disney movie? Otherwise, we'd get spin-off movies of all these cats. Yay! The McCavity Disney Plus show. But yeah, some would argue that old Gus, the theater cat, deserves a spot, if not the top spot on the best list. I don't know. Ian McKellen cat creeps me out a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it is funny that he also, I think he's on the same page as Idris Elba, where like, oh, I'm a cat. Let's be a cat then. But like it's unsettling.
Yeah, and like
though.
whereas a lot of them like Judi Dench, stuff like that, like the CG, like it doesn't look quite right. For some reason with him, like it does look good, and that's part of what makes it weird and pushes it kind of towards
part
the
of it
uncanny
his
valley.
devotion to where he's like, I'm a cat.
And
I'm gonna lick.
then also that's one of the more boring songs, even though it's one of the
It
more
is.
dramatic songs, which is why you could make the argument that it's better. But
I think that's the main one I check out.
yeah, and then but like I don't know what's his face was
The
doing.
magical Mr. Mistopheles?
Yeah,
You,
like he's.
you still can't remember his name?
I remember it. I've chosen to neglect it. There's a scientific theory where if you repeat something over and over again, then your brain will cease to
remember it?
assign it any meaning.
Really?
No,
Oh.
there's not. Well, it may be a scientific theory, or
It's your
it may
theory?
be one of the only things I remember about the Elves of Gahul books, that's how the moon blinking worked. They had to repeat their name so many times they forgot it for some reason.
Okay. That's one way of going about it, I guess.
And then, yeah, I kind of feel like if that was ever to prove true, it was how many times they repeated Mr. Mistopheles, or the magical Mr. Mistopheles, that now I can't remember.
That
but anyway,
goes on for quite some time.
Just him throwing in lightning there at the end. It's like, was that intentional? I can't figure out what the context was, but it makes Gus seem like the creepy supervillain cat, just as he's finishing his song, just.
That's the thing. Like that's why Mistopheles just about made it on my worst list, because he's just such a schmuck. Like that was supposed that was supposed to be like him adding a grand finale to Gus's song to really give him the edge, and some really fake looking lightning like that could have been stage lights or anything. That wasn't magic. You're a fraud, Mistopheles.
You're a fraud, Mistopheles.
We
Yeah,
all
because
know
old
it.
dude came back on her own. We know that.
We know it. You're a fraud, and she's enabling you. But yeah, and then he does whatever the I'm gonna assume that was old dude too, at least giving him an extra nudge. For like the grand finale of his song with all the cards and stuff. Why wasn't that the finale for old Gus? Like,
Yeah.
something really memorable. Lightning, ooh. Well,
Lightning,
at least
ooh,
it got
lightning,
a leg raising out of dude. Emmett back in his hoodie. Just repeat it over and over and you'll forget it, Emmett.
My own joke has come back to haunt me.
Should this movie have been called Cats or should it have been called Crotches?
Cat crotches.
Cat
Best of both
crotches,
worlds.
roach crotches.
Crotch shot.
I mean, I think that was half of the directions Hoops gave. Tommy Hoops.
Ugh.
Oops.
Oops.
Whoa, oops, it's Tommy
Oops,
Hoops.
you did it again. No.
Okay, yeah, so those would be our top choices. That really surprised me. The Nick Cage one. That was always our favorite in joke. I did not see that coming.
And that's why I put it there.
I mean, that's what you need to do.
Uh-huh.
But yeah. Any final thoughts on the wonder to behold?
Jellicle.
Jellicle. 128 times.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's that much. I would have thought 200 easy.
Yeah. It's a good thing that this isn't in video form. Otherwise, we would need to end it sitting on top of a lion. A lion statue out in the middle of a street. Just, yes, this is happening now.
Oops, I'm on a lion. You better watch out for that lion. Yeah, because the lion's gonna lie on you. What? The lion's gonna lie on you?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah, and that reminds me of another VeggieTale quote that I had thought of to describe my thoughts on this movie.
Ooh. I thought of another one if it's not yours.
During the Zebu song, when Archibald shows up and he starts asking all of his questions, like, why is the sad Zebu sad? Just in my quest for context, that's what I keep coming up with. Just like, I won't say this is bad, but why? Just why is the sad cat sad?
Another appropriate VeggieTales response would be, after completing your Jellicle journey, roll credits. Mousetrap. I wanted to play Mousetrap. You roll your dice, you move your mice. Nobody gets hurt.
Uh-huh. Or, my brain went from this is the song that rolls under the credits to ibuprofen. I need ibuprofen.
See? You could just make a video of VeggieTales reacts to cats. And that would check out.
Uh-huh.
One of these days we're going to have to give VeggieTales its due and really dive into the genius of that. The early run of VeggieTales is just some of the greatest animation, period. I don't care what you say. Their writing was on point.
Yeah. Unlike cats.
But was it, though?
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't... I guess it was on the makers who decided, oh, we'll make a movie out of this. But, oh, man, yeah, some of those songs, like, you have to pin on Lloyd Webber. But, come on, dude. The Jenny Any Dot song where she sits and sits and sits and sits. Excellent rhyming there, fella.
What Jellicle cats can, what Jellicle cats do, and what Jellicle cats do, Jellicle cats can, what Jellicle cats can, Jellicle cats do, and what Jellicle cats do, Jellicle cats can, and what Jellicle cats
I'm
can,
jamming
what
out
Jellicle
to
cats
this.
do. Drop a beat, brother. What Jellicle cats do.
I don't think I've ever dropped a beat in my life.
Well,
boom, chick, boom, boom. Is that how you drop beats?
I don't. Well, first you have to go out to your garden and pick all your beats, and then you have to find an appropriately high place to dump the basket.
Bears, beats, a Battlestar Galactica.
Oh, what's that?
Office.
Okay. Oh, no.
Okay, so wrapping up then.
Yeah.
All right, I guess that will end it then. Oh, Emmerdon. Did you ever decide on your final full title?
I guess Emmerdon the Crafty Cat. I'm crafty.
It's not. Yeah, the quiz especially laid out. You are crafty. You're creative. The shapes and the colors is what you see.
The shapes and the colors.
Emmerdon the Crafty Cat. And one day if you wake up a sourpuss on the wrong side of your bed, you could decide, I will be, and especially a crafty cat. Whoa! You could get a little Grinch smile going.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so that'll be Ammerdon the crafty cat and Cattivo Wunderstruck the podcasting cat, bidding you all adieu and a very jellicle rest of your day or evening. We hope to see you in the Heaviside layer.
Unless it's a cult.
For this purpose, it will be referring to hopefully the next episode.
Oh, okay.
this
The next
podcast.
episode is the Heaviside layer. Okay.
It always was.
In that case, throw out old Doot and establish our own rules. Everyone can come. Join us on our hot air balloon towards next.
Come on,
couple
yeah.
of weeks' episodes.
What's stopping her really? Is she answering to a higher power? I don't think so. Everyone in the balloon, let's go.
Yeah.
We'll just make it the Chipmunk Adventure, but cats.
Do you remember the Chipmunk Adventure?
It had chipmunks and everything.
It was a very exciting picture.
Wasn't it though?
I can't actually remember it.
I need to.
I can
go back to
barely
that.
remember anything.
It was exciting for a child, at least. It was an exciting picture.
I
it had
feel like-
stakes.
Yeah.
You were convinced those chipmunks were going to get murdered.
It's
on several
in a
occasions.
similar range as like kind of what we were talking about with the Brave Little Toaster a little bit, where
I
like
want to say that's on the same plane as Brave Little Toaster, like unappreciated animated genius,
and like where for me like I don't think I watched Brave Little Toaster that much, but I feel like that was kind of the one where it weirded me out, but I kept going back to it for some
Chipmunks?
reason. Yeah.
It's an odd one. It makes some.
But now I can't
Interesting
remember
choices there.
what all happened.
It's a little hardcore. I will dare say, if you just swapped out the diamonds with drugs, then it would be especially hardcore. They could have they could have had those chipmunks smuggling cocaine the entire time.
Yeah. Now things are coming back to me, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, diamond smuggling.
Diamond smuggling, and were the chipettes becoming concubines?
Yeah, man. See,
I don't know about that.
the '80s, man. I'm gonna assume that was still '80s. Kids don't know what they're missing these days, but hopefully cats will. So yeah, I'd rather parents show their child cats over like the 4 Alvin and the Chipmunks movies.
Oh.
The
I mean, even Cats was
road
somewhat
trip was
restrained.
the last
Grisabella, they never established her as a prostitute.
They never fully did. No.
No.
Yeah, it's funny.
Because that would have been context, and they can't have context in this movie.
No. But sometimes you just don't need it.
Yeah.
A
We tried-
McCavity.
McCavity, yeah. Or we tried to say goodbye. Oh well, McCavity.
Let's McCavity on out of here.
Sprats!